Hello, everybody, and welcome into another What Sold video. My name is Bob. I'm the Rocket City Reseller. It's good to have you along the journey. We're going to go ahead and look at what's sold in just a second, but I just wanted to say the data doesn't lie, and 90% of you guys that are viewing are not subscribed and liked. So if you could help me out and like and subscribe this video, it would mean the world to me. Let's go ahead and get started. For those who are new here, we sell solely plush. We are niche down, and we've created quite the business over the past 3 years, the last two being almost $250,000 in sales. And we are actually currently going through an inventory control process where we went to 336 of these totes, touching every single item to ensure that quality and that it's there in the listing. So our listings right now have went from about 7,500 listings on eBay to me taking down Mercari and Poshmark all the way. So what that means is that our sales are a little bit lower because our closets are now getting back. We're relisting everything to Poshmark and Mercari. Why is that, Bob? Well, we'll get into that as we go through the video. Stay tuned. Let's go find out what's sold. $232.68. Let's see what's sold. All right, this first one's a Petting Zoo Pink Pig Plush, and I wonder if this is it right here. See if I can reach this guy. Let's see, Petting Zoo Pink Pig Plush. Hey, there we go. Let's go. Sometimes you get grace, right? So let's talk about this guy really quick. So this piggy is super cute. It didn't sell for a whole lot, but that's okay. We're not in there to make $1 million. We're just trying to put like the lights on, you know? So $13.50 in 6 months on eBay. And what can I say other than sometimes the value in which you perceive is just that. It's perceived. Okay, so what it can do for the person that's looking for this particular item, it could be a comfort item for a child. So there's more than just money in this hustle. It's a hustle with a heart. And we're going to move on to the next guy. And this one's off to his new home. See you later, cutie. So recently, like I mentioned in the intro, we went through the inventory. We found some mistakes, and we basically used a cross-listing platform called Nifty.ai. We used to use Vendoo, and did not have a great experience with Vendoo, which is why we switched to Nifty. Water under the bridge at this point. But what we discovered is we were getting garbage in from Vendoo to Nifty. So we didn't do our due diligence in regards to possibly doing inventory before the switch. That would have helped tremendously. So now we're doing that in retrospective. So I think what we're going to see is as we go through this, we're being kind to our future selves, taking down the bad quality and making sure that we have the product and we can provide the best service to our Poshmark and Mercari customers. Hopefully that's a better explanation. I know I kind of left you guys hanging in the intro, but that's kind of what's going on. And we're going to get to the next sale. This one was for $14.96. It's sold on eBay. It's a vintage Raspberry Gonga Sheriff Gorilla. Let's go. Be right back. And we are back, and everybody, there's a new sheriff in town. His name is Gonga. Raspberry Gonga Sheriff Plush Monkey. Sold for $14.96 in 6 months on eBay. Let's talk about him real quick. So he's actually a thumb sucker. If you guys see these out and about, some of them get up there pretty high, and I probably listed this one a little bit lower than I probably should have, but he is also super fantastic, and he is off to his new home, obviously, but how great is this sheriff guy? He is vintage, he is Raspberry, he is gone. See you on the next one. All right, it's official. We are on now a side quest. My wife just handed me this piece of paper, and she needs some things pulled for her Whatnot show. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in conjunction with this What Sold. So if you're not familiar with Whatnot, it's an online auction platform where you can sell items of your choice on that platform, and buyers can be collectors. They could be just household items that they're looking for, etc. You can sell just about everything on Whatnot. This particular side quest is powered by Fiona's Finds on Whatnot. I'll put her QR code to her shows here. Feel free to check her out. She does all kinds of things. Fisher Price Little People, Adorables, Plush, and toys. So be sure to check out Fiona's Finds. She's also going to be bringing purses. So if you like Vera Bradley and things like that, you're not going to want to miss that one. So we're looking for Tender Tales. It's a line of Precious Moments toys. And our first one's in 58. So we're going to first do 55, which is the very, very bottom there. And we're going to be looking for a H&M Home Baby Nursery Giraffe. If you recall from our previous What Solds, H&M Home is absolutely on fire right now. It's not selling for a lot, but it is selling quickly. This one sold for 3 days for $12 on eBay. Let's go. And we're going to check that out right now. All right, here he is. H&M Home Baby Nursery is absolutely on fire right now. I'm not exactly sure. There's probably a subreddit that would explain it, or a TikTok, I'm sure. But can't keep these in stock. $12.15 in 3 days on eBay. And we sold a ton of this stuff. And I might actually even have another one on this list that we're going to pull in a little bit. So just be on the lookout for H&M Home Baby. It could definitely get up there in price depending on which one you have, just like any subcategory. So be on the lookout for H&M Home Baby. This little cute giraffe is off to his new home, and we're on to the next. All right, we are back, and we are to our first item of our subquest. And let's go. We found him, Tender Tales Turtle, and it is a beanbag. So I'm thinking maybe they're all beanbags. We're going to find out along the way, but this little guy's going to go on Whatnot, and if you're not familiar, be sure to check out Fiona's Finds. And she's going to have a coming show that's going to highlight all of these little cuties, Tender Tales beanbags. So be sure to follow her, and we're going to move on to the next item. It is in bin 78, and I might be actually reach her, Finding Dory. So Finding Dory, Nemo's Baby Dory, is going to be out of here for $10.41. Took about 6 months on eBay to sell through. And what can I say about Finding Nemo? Such a great movie, great concept. The character Dory is fantastic. Sometimes I feel like her a little bit. I can't remember where I'm going or what I'm doing. But here we are. Look at how cute this is. So cute. What can I say? She was missing her tag. Buyer did not mind. We did indicate that in the listing. And yeah. So be sure when you're out and about sourcing, sometimes the sidekicks are the better Disney brands. Or I'm sorry, Disney, within the Disney brand category, the sidekicks usually do better. So this one is $10 for something we probably paid 25 cents for. So she is off to her new home, and we're on to the next one. This next one is going to be a vintage 1980 gun butterscotch Snuffles bear. Oh, delicious. Diabetes, why do you hate me so, sugar? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get that pulled. It's in bin 99, and we'll be right back with the butterscotch. All right, here he is, Butterscotch in all his glory. Butterscotch has a little bit of wear on his nose, but he is also older. He's from 1980. Gund makes Snuffles brand. We sell a lot of Snuffles, very popular plush, very soft. Think if you've ever touched like a Jellycat or a Mary Meyer, something of that nature, or even like a Manhattan toy. Very, very soft. So luxury brand, or a luxury line within a brand of Gund. So very, very sought after, very popular. This guy's off to his new home, and he is super fantastic. Enjoy him. Snuffles, again, sold for $25 on Etsy. And I want to say he sold in 3 days. Fire. Okay, and just like that, we are done in the shed. I want to remind you guys, please, 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 like and subscribe if you're really, really into this. And that would definitely super help us continue on, and also help us get more awareness to the reselling community, because we do a podcast, if you didn't know, Launchpad Reseller Podcast, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll try to put a link here for you, or a QR code to link you back. But if get a podcast on our YouTube channels, you'll see us there. And we're also broadcasting to Spotify. We're having a lot of resellers on, a lot of people from the community, the importance of reselling and building that community. So if you're a reseller, this month's for you. If you're here for the nostalgia and the plush, we also appreciate you and respect that. So I won't go on about it, but if you want to check that content out, it's in the YouTube algorithm under our channel, Rocket City Reseller. All right, we're going to get on to the garage and keep this party rolling. Okay, and we are back with this Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Woods Classic Winnie the Pooh. and sold for $43 on Etsy in 6 months. What a fantastic toy somebody's getting. This one's real quality. You could definitely tell the stitching, the fabric, the softness. They did a really excellent job on him. Again, he was about $42.77 exactly, and sold on Etsy and sold in 6 months. Okay, we're moving on through this, and we're back to our side quest for a moment. And if you recall, my wife tasked me with finding all these precious moments, tender tales, and she provided additional context because I had to ask her about her handwriting. She has a very loopy writing. So found this guy, and basically he's going into a whatnot show called Once Upon a Plush. Basically, it is plush and books that are paired together, and it provides the child an item, a comfort item to hold while they're being read to. Super great concept, super great idea, and well, what a super great wife I have. She's very sentimental and thoughtful in that way. So if you want to check her out, again, it's Fiona's Finds on Whatnot, and we're going to continue on through that side quest and also the Solts. Appreciate you guys looking at this particular dino. He is dynamite. On to the next. All right, so this Fiesta Elephant comfy light blue satin bow plush. Wow, that's a lot. Sold on, let's see where he sold. He sold on eBay, and he sold for $13 in 6 months. So again, would I pick this one up? Likely not. I would probably pass in the future, but some things to look out for on some of this stuff is the quality in which it was made. It does have embroidered eyes, which is great for a younger child or even a pet. Does not have any beans in its feet, so there's no choking risk or hazard in that regard. The one thing that normally gets cut on these is the tag. For nervous mamas out there that don't want their child, putting that in their mouth, etc., this bow will probably get lost along the way. But it's likely a replacement for someone's lovey or comfort item. So he's off to his new home, and we appreciate that buyer so much. On to the next. All right, welcome back on this episode of The More You Know. I personally didn't know this until I actually stumbled upon this guy. This is actually an Amazon mascot. His name is Pecky, Peccy. Yeah, or Pessy maybe. But either way, he sold, and he sold quickly. Let's see, Pessy or Pecky sold for $24.29 in 4 days on eBay. So someone out there was actually actively seeking this toy. And again, I've been doing this 3 years, and I've never come across this one, which is not really surprising, but also maybe there's just not a lot of them out there. So this one's off his new home, and someone loves Amazon, and someone loves their mascot. All right, back to our side quest, and we found our next item for the group. It is a Tender Tales, looks like Christmas reindeer. And again, Tender Tales was a brand by Precious Moments. They are a beanbag series, so there's a little bit of beans in the bottom there. And yeah, so it's going to be on Whatnot. If you're liking plush and books together, Once Upon a Plush, Fiona's Finds, and we'll get you a date for that as soon as possible, and I'll go ahead and broadcast on the channel here so you guys can see when that is and when you can go in there. I definitely recommend it 10 of 10 if you're reading to a young person. Kudos to you, whether you're a parent, grandparent, friend of the family, sibling maybe. So that's the best gift you can ever give a child. So on to the next one. Okay, another side quest item. We have our, looks like a king, a mouse king maybe? Likely from the storybook, if I had to guess. Maybe not. But this royalty is off to their new home. And again, read to your children. It's a super important task. And instilling them a love of reading, and it'll serve them for the rest of their lives. This little dude will be in the Whatnot show. And I can't wait for that one. And yeah, on to the next. Oh, we are back in this Wild Republic raccoon, sold for $9.87 in 6 months on eBay. If you love realistic animals, you're definitely going to want to check us out on Whatnot. We're going to be bringing a lot of this stuff through there this year. So we're going to call it Wild for Whatnot, or Whatnot Wild, maybe something to that regard. But you get the drift. Wild Republic, things like that, realistic animals, real quality stuff. So be sure not to miss out on a deal. And we're going to move on to the next toy. This little kitty. He's off to his new home. Alrighty. So this Walgreens exclusive ballerina is off to its new home and sold for $11.85 in 6 months on eBay. And if you made it this far, you're going to get an Easter egg about me, maybe, or a little factoid. If you're wondering why I always say off to its new home, is because when we started this journey in reselling, we were actually starting it to supplement the foster care passion that was in our lives. So basically what goes on is with the state, they give you a stipend for children that are in your home, but oftentimes that doesn't meet the need. So this one is actually a part of that process. So the money that we're making was specifically for that. So that's just a little bit of factoid. And part of that basically was our foster kids would always be like, well, it's an adoption. This one's off to its new home. So that's a little bit of a backstory in regards to why I say that. It's a constant reminder of that service that we did provide in that way. And this young lady reminds me of one of our foster daughters that we actually had at the time that used to call them adoptions. So I just wanted to take a little bit of a break and let you know that there's heart behind the hustle. And we appreciate you guys liking, following, and subscribing the journey. And let's see where it goes. Okay, we are back. And yeah, if you're like me, I didn't know Anthropologie made Plush either, but this is an Anthropologie fox. Really great quality too. It's not too bad. I'm really super impressed with it. The fur is nice. Yeah, it's just an overall great quality plush. This Anthropologie tweed orange fox sold for $10.73 in 6 months on eBay. Not for a whole lot, but definitely didn't put a lot into him either. So turning $1 into $10.73 after fees is not horrible. All right, this 1980s Avon somersaults 2 peas in a pod, or well, I guess 2 peas without the pod is how it's listed. $11.81 in 4 months on eBay. And where are you going to find another one? I've never seen these in 3 years. So vintage Avon can sell, and it can sell well depending on like everything. You got to do your comps, do your research. But these are likely a replacement for someone that lost them along the way, or maybe found the pouch and didn't need the piece. But either way, they are off to their new home. And we are on to our next one, and we'll see you then. All right, we are back, and we are back with Super Wings Dizzy plush toy. Sold for $9.62 on eBay in 6 months. And what can I say about Super Wings Dizzy? Super creative, super cool. I love all things aerospace and technology. So, yeah, this is one of my type of jams. I never saw the show, but I would assume this is based off a TV show. If you have, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And talk about Super Wings. On to the next. Okay, we are back, and we're just going to pause for a second and just enjoy this guy. How stinking cute is that? Angel Deer is the brand. It's a soft and cuddly mini elephant. That's basically what he is. $7.61 in 6 months on eBay. And wow, what an absolute treasure this one is. And it's a rattle to boot. So someone's getting a great lovey little comfort item. And it's going to be a super treasured item, I'm sure. On to the next. Okay, and we are back. And this is a TY Beanie Buddy Christmas plush. And let's see, we have it selling for $15 in 1 day on Etsy. In 1 day, y'all. And it's well after Christmas. So this is just a reminder that, you know, just because the item is not in season or seasonality doesn't mean someone's not searching desperately for the item. So be sure to get those listings up. Is super important. And part of our journey today was to ensure that there were actually 2 of these in the tote. I'm here to confirm that that is the case. So going to go make sure that is up and running and updated correctly. So this guy's off to his new home, and we're on to the next. Okay, we are back to our side quest just for a moment. We found our next item up for grabs and whatnot. This is our Precious Moments Tender Tales Eagle, and will be featured and showcased in that show. So side quest continues. We are almost done. We're going to put them all together at the end and see which ones are going to be up for grabs, and we'll be right back. All right, so we are back with an additional item for our side quest. We're almost just about there. This one is an Easter sealed seal for Precious Moments Tender Tales, and we'll be joining the crew on whatnot. And yeah, we're off to that next one. Hopefully, I think we're just about done with Tender Tales. We'll see here in just a second, but it's super cute and part of that and whatnot show. Okay, side quest complete, everybody. Here he is, the snowman on Precious Moments, Tender Tales, and a new tag, new old stock, I guess it would be considered. I believe these are mostly vintage. I'm not really sure exactly time frame when they came out, but they are older. So to recap, we have the reindeer, that's Christmas. We have the eagle, snowman, Dynamite, the dinosaur, Easter seal, terrific turtle, and the plush king of all, the mouse in his royal effect attire. So yeah, side quest complete. Let's go collect our reward. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video and liking, subscribing, and following along. If you've made it this far, you're a true legend, and we appreciate you. We're going to go on and move on to the next one. I want to remind you guys, if you can't be good, be good at it. Let's try that again. If you can't be good at it. We'll catch you on the next one.